Good evening, everybody. Welcome here to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. As tonight, our brothers Heating and Cooling is bringing you Bombers football, as it is homecoming here in Macomb, as the Bombers are taking on the Breese Modern-Day Knights. The Bombers will come into this contest with a record of 4-0. They knocked off the LVC Co-op, Knoxville, Illini West, and Hamilton Warsaw so far this season. Again, a perfect record for Macomb. On the other side, Breese Modern-Day Knights lost their first two games of the season to Columbia and Breese Central, and they were able to knock off Effingham and Madison. This is a game that the Bombers lost by a score of 38-18 last year. So definitely a win that the Macomb is looking to get back here as we approach the midway point of the season. We saw Macomb was able to avenge a loss earlier on against Knoxville this season, looking to do the same tonight against Breese Modern-Day.
Yeah, and you know what? The Breese game last year, I took that drive down there. You didn't do that.
I was not there. Nope.
You didn't make that drive. You're afraid of a good time. But that game was very similar to the Knoxville game in that it was a very good football game for a half or so, and then it got away from us. And it's one of those games that you want back. So coming into tonight, obviously that's a sour taste in the mouth that the Bombers want to rinse out. They're coming into this 4-0, but what I've seen throughout the week, what I've seen on film, these Bombers don't and they answered this question a little bit last week. They don't have they're not riding high on their own coattails. They're not reading their press clippings. They're preparing for what's in front of them. And we worried about that last week. Last week could have been seen as a classic trap game. You had an 0-3 team, a 3-0 team. That 0-3 team had played really good football teams up to that point, and they put up a ton of points. And Macomb came out and controlled the entire football game. So there's going to be more size across from them. There's going to be more athleticism across from them. Make no mistake, this is the best football team that we've played yet on this young season. But that's the measuring stick that you have to have. That's what you have to look into going forward. How do your guys go in their 1v1s? How do your forms match up to their forms when their coverages are a little more sophisticated, they're disguised, their pressures are disguised? How do you react? How are your adjustments going to be? And, we're about to kick off, and let's see a great football game tonight on Friday Night Lights.
Edwards Macomb will kick this one off to start. A little bit of issues there. It's picked up in the backfield. Clock begins to run. Nice. Pretty good coverage so far by the Bombers. Able to spin out a one tackle. And nice shoestring tackle there by Macomb. He's going to be dropped right around the 25-yard line. So not much cooking on the return there. A lot of side to side, not much forward.
As he goes to spin out of that, he's got one guy in between him and a whole lot of wide open grass, and you'll never guess who that one guy was.
I would say that was Drake May.
That was Drake May that stood in between him and Pay Dirt, and Drake May goes low and trips up the ankles and makes a nice tackle.
So we'll see the Modern-Day Knights get set for their first offensive drive of the game.
Bombers going one high today. Their cornerbacks are up a little bit, and their linebackers are all up tight. Back off a little bit now.
Be a hand up the middle. This is going to be swallowed up by Macomb. Great job there by the Bombers.
That is a huge tackle for loss. They had every linebacker up playing sugar at the line. Couple of them back off, couple of them go in. It looked like a six-man pressure, not an exotic, but a six-man pressure coming from the inside and coming from the field. And they get a huge tackle for a loss, and Breese is going to be playing from behind the chains on second down.
That was number 25, Langdon Lambert, there in the backfield, first man to make contact.
Middle.
Breese is going to get another run play here. This one will go for a nice chunk of yards. It'll be number 15 on the carry. That's Brett Hilmes. About 7-yard carry for Hilme.
So you get a big chunk of that yards back, and now you're only at about 3rd and 7. Which obviously that's a lot better than 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. So a little more manageable. Looks like a passing down. They got twins this side. Jet motion. Play action. Going to the one-on-one. On first down.
Ball will be caught downfield. Again, I'll go for a first down.
That's a levels route right there. They moved that H back over, tried to give a run look, and they sent both of the twins and the ISO on the far side deep. All of them flew out hard, and then that wing had a little inside route at the sticks. Pick up the first down. Nice play call.
Elliot Rakers in on the reception there. They run the ball once again. This one will go for about 5 yards right up the middle.
And that's a read right there. Quarterback's reading that field side end, sees him crashing down, and goes ahead and pulls that and goes up the middle for about 4.
Larday once again. This one's going to be pitched to the outside. Here's Hilmy once again on the carry. He's going to have the first down and before being pushed out of bounds. As Mater Dei will continue their drive here. Will he have the first down? They're going to mark him just short. They're going to say he got it.
They just wanted to look at it, but yeah, it was close. It was right at it, but that time they were able to get that kick out block and give him the edge.
Run play to the outside. Clock rolls under 9 minutes and 30 seconds here. They're going to hand it off once again to the outside. Nice coverage there by the Bombers, able to bring him down behind the sticks. Another TFL for Macomb.
What I love about that, first guy gets him, holds him, and there were about 4 guys that came and took a swipe at him, and they're trying to get that ball out. They're not just content to go ahead and get him behind the sticks and go ahead and try and win the drive. They want the football right now.
Absolutely. Ball spotted at the Mater Dei 46.
Oh, they're empty. Trips this side. Well, with a nub. Motion. Jet threat.
We have a flag down here. Play blown dead. Yeah, it's going to be a false start. On the Knights, so they'll march him back 5 more yards behind the chains. It's going to set them up with about a 2nd and 16 to go. First penalty of the game. So once again, Mater Dei working in negative territory. Driving back to pass once again. This one, nobody home there. A little bit of a broken play.
A little bit of a miscommunication, but there were 2 Bombers right in the quarterback's face. One of them, Hector Mamie, put a hit on him, and he threw that up. The receiver breaks in, and he threw that almost like he was expecting fade. So I don't know if that was what we call a choice route, John, where the wide receiver is going to read the positioning and the leverage of the cornerback, and he'll have his choice of which route he runs. I don't know if it was that situation or there was just miscommunication on the play call. So we got double twins to both sides of the field. Motion across into trips.
This is Jensen dropping back to pass once again.
They set up the screen.
To the outside. Nice blocks downfield, but a nice tackle there from behind. That'd be Mr. Drake May able to bring him down there. Great blocks downfield by the Knights, but
this is interesting. So it's 4th down, and they're behind the sticks. It's 4th and long 11, short 12. Yeah, they're going for this because you're right at about midfield. You got to get a hat on the quarterback here. Oh, he's going to punt. Short punt formation. Oh, and it's got a Mater Dei bounce still rolling.
Great punt there. Ball's going to roll all the way down to the Bombers' about 8-yard line. So that's where Macomb will be forced to start their first drive of the game. But really a great defensive showcase there on the first drive. Able to force a punt there, and Mater Dei didn't even make it across midfield.
Yeah, you know what? And that's something that's been preached at Macomb practices. We talk all the time about Coach Wilson's relentless pursuit drills that they do every single day. But another thing that they preach is keep them snapping the ball. Now, in professional football, in high-level college football, long drives mean scoring plays. You want long drives. In high school football, it's the opposite. The more you keep the offense snapping the football, you keep them out of the end zone, then oftentimes you increase the likelihood of a mistake, a penalty, a broken play, a turnover, something of that nature. So try not to give up those big chunk plays. Keep them snapping the ball, and a lot of times good things happen, and that's what happened on that last drive for the Bombers.
It's a quick pass play out to Watson. It'll go for 8 on Macomb's first play of the game. Trying something new tonight. We got the clock down on the scoreboard. We're going to try to keep track of that here as Macomb will look to run it up the middle, swallow it up quickly. I believe that was Conley, the ball carrier there. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Not much cooking there for the Bombers. Now 3rd and call about a yard to go.
Yeah, I think he got about a half yard.
Bombers, 3rd and 1 play here. Whole house under center. Beal motions on the outside. They're going to pitch it there, and nice job by Mater Dei, able to get into the backfield. Blew up that pitch out to Conley. And that's going to be looks like a quick 3 and out for Macomb as they're going to bring the punt unit on. I believe that was number 4, Trey Winkler. Able to sniff out that run to the outside.
Yeah, they bring the fullback over in motion and try and set up a numbers game, but a wonderful defensive adjustment on the fly. The defense responds and puts the numbers there and are end up to get a TFL, and now we got false start on the Bombers.
So now you're set up back on your own 10-yard line.
You
got to be punting away from inside your end zone.
Yeah, your feet are in the end zone. There's a high likelihood that Modern Day gets this ball in plus territory. That's a nice punt, though.
That's a great punt. Punt is received right around the 48-yard line. Looking for a nice return here. Makes one juke move and is finally brought down right around the Bomber, called about 32, 33.
Looks like they got him all the way up to 31.
That was Carter Murphy on the return.
It's about a 22-yard return off of that punt.
So now you're set up in Bombers territory. Again, on the Macomb 31-yard line, I should say, for the Mater Dei Knights. Again, Macomb was able to force a punt on their first drive, but a lot better field position here for Mater Dei. Genshin will pitch to the outside. This is Murphy once again, just had a big return. Got hit in the backfield, but nice job there on the pursuit for Macomb, able to bring him down. Might have gained maybe a yard, maybe lost half a yard or so.
No, I think he lost a yard still, but yeah, he was dead to rights about 3 to 4 yards back from that and is able to evade the first tackler, but ends up getting brought down just behind the sticks.
Mater Dei set up once again. They're going to run this one up the middle. A little bit of room to work with here for Hilmy. As that run play will go for about 7 or 8.
Other than the one down here at about the minus 35, where they got the nice kick-out block and were able to get that edge for about 7, Bombers have really done a nice job of setting up those horizontal plays and shutting those down. Actually, that's where all their tackle for losses are coming. But up the middle has been a tough sled. And there's quarterback keep again. He gets the first down.
Yeah, Jensen will keep it there. And that's going to be the first down for Breese. Can fake the handoff to Hilmy once again. We'll give Jansen about 7 there on the carry. Another run here for Hillmuth. We'll go for about 5 to him. Hillmuth already up to 26 yards on 4 carries here tonight. 2nd and 6, working inside the Bombers' 15. Jansen will hand it off to Murphy.
Oh, it's backside. It's a counter.
To the outside, one man to beat. He's able to bring him down before he gets to the end zone, but Murphy's going to have this up close to the Macomb 5-yard line. That was Watson in on the stop.
Looks like they got just short. Inside a yard, so it's going to be, is that, okay, so 3rd and short. So that time they set the play up as though everything's going to the right. They had one puller come out the backside. Ball carrier takes a step towards the middle of the form and then bounces back to the boundary.
Jansen, empty backfield. Will hit.
And the quarterback keeper again.
Fake the handoff, and Jansen will take it in himself, as that's how the scoring will get started here tonight. Night score 6 there on the QB keeper for Jansen, Chase Jansen. So he'll put it in for about the own 6. Touchdown comes at 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So it looks like Breese will actually get set to kick the extra point here.
We see this 2 weeks ago. Was it Illini West?
Yeah, I saw it last week in Galva as well. Low snap here. The kick is away, but it is good. So it'll be the night 7, Bombers 0 here on homecoming night. Bombers will get set for their 2nd drive of the game. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Back here in Macomb High, Knights have a 7-0 lead over the Bombers. Touchdown and extra point come at 3 minutes and 10 seconds here in quarter number 1. This kick will be fielded right around the 22-yard line. And a little bit of room to run there on the sideline. Finally got pushed out of bounds. I didn't see who the ball carrier was there. Didn't quite catch a number.
No, yeah, that was an up back. Was that Jerron Petty?
Try to catch it here on the replay. Didn't quite catch it there. Either way, Macomb will be set up right around their 37. Three minutes and 3 seconds, 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs here for the Bombers. Again, went 3 and out on their first possession of the game.
So we got twins both sides. 10 personnel. They're going
Well,
to the air. He is
back
under
to pass,
pressure.
Under pressure, brought down.
And that's a big time sack. That's, what, 14 yards?
Yeah, going to be a huge loss of yardage there by the Bombers. Holthouse scrambling, looking for something downfield, but Mater Dei just teleported into the backfield there and is able to bring him down.
My daughter would say they spawned in the backfield.
Spawned in the backfield. That's a good way to put it. And we're going to have more flags down here. We'll see which way this goes. I think it's going to go against Breese, so that'll bring back some of the yardage there on the long sack.
I was a little nervous that time. I thought I might have seen a slight twitch, but Breese definitely jumped all the way across the line. So a lot of times that'll steal the focus.
Macomb 2nd and 18. Holthouse quick hitter to the outside for Watson.
That gets about half of it back that way. That's a really nice. Breese is playing against. I mean, it's even after the 5 yards, that's a long second and. It was what, second and 20 still. So go ahead and picking that up. Now it's about 3rd and 8, and that's a lot more manageable. It was a nice put your foot in the ground and stop the route, catch the ball, picks up about another 3 or 4, putting his head down, driving his knees. Trips to the near side, sorry.
Clock under 2 minutes, 3rd down and 8. Now for the Bombers, trying to work back after the long sack play. Holthouse looking for a ball deep downfield that's going to be overthrown.
Well, receiver gets wrapped up in the cornerback, almost fell down. No call by the official, probably a good one. That's 2 guys playing football. But the football went to where he would have been.
So now on 4th down and 8, it looks like Macomb will get set to punt this one away once again. Modern defense stifling here so far through 1 quarter. 1 minute and 38 seconds to play.
The other thing you have to look about is when did the ball go in the air? The cornerback could have literally 2 hands shoved him to the ground, which he didn't do, but he could have, as long as the ball hasn't left the quarterback's hand yet. You understand? So that's another aspect of that the officials are watching for.
Pretty decent punt here. Will roll out right around the modern day 29, 28 yards. So that's where they will look to take over. Once again, they lead 7-0 here on homecoming night. Macomb offense just not really able to get much going so far through 2 drives.
Haven't had a great rhythm yet. Need to find that rhythm. And I tell you what, the story of the game so far is the big guys in the middle of the field. And so far, Breese is winning those one-on-ones. We need our guys on defense to hold their ground, stay in those gaps, can't open up lanes. And on the offensive side of the ball, we got to get our guys some time.
Jansen takes a snap once again.
Little
He's
swing.
getting a little screenplay to the outside. Won't go for much there. Maybe about a yard, 2 yards there.
They had the blockers out in front, but again, those are those pursuit drills. There was about 5 Bombers that ended up converging on the play, so he slips through the first one. Both blockers that were out there had guys, but there were just too many black jerseys coming to the point of attack.
Clock rules under a minute here in the first quarter. Jansen now under pressure, scrambles to the near sideline, has a man downfield to keep the feet in bounds.
He did.
Wow, what a catch there. That's number 11 on the reception. That's Beckett Wade, the junior, able to toe tap here on the near sideline.
That's also a nice throw by the quarterback because he was under heavy pressure and about to go down. And Drake May had his hands on the quarterback as he let go of the football. I almost thought he was throwing it away. But it was right at the sideline, and the junior makes a nice play.
And now they will go
Middle.
to the run. This is Murphy up the middle.
Gets about 9.
Going to be just short of the first down.
So we got a 3 front today. We got three big bodies in the middle of the field, and we got linebackers behind them stacking in. But when you only have 3 of those big bodies up there, they have got to hold their gaps and in many cases squeeze down and try and fill up a couple of gaps. And those linebackers have to be playing downhill.
This time they're going to hand it off. This is Murphy this time. Huge, a lot of room to run. Once again, he's finally brought down deep into Bombers territory. Another huge chunk play there for Carter Murphy.
You got a senior quarterback that's running a lot of read. He's learned that was a speed option right there, and you can watch his eyes and watch his face mask moving from side to side. He's surveying what's in front of him and making educated decisions. He's kept the ball when he needed to. He's given the ball when he's given his ball carrying opportunity to move the ball, and he's made good, crisp decisions so far tonight. Early on, the Bombers were we're getting pressure in the backfield, and that's not the case right now.
So with that, that'll bring us to the start of quarter number 2. We'll get things flipped around here as the Mater Dei Knights are knocking on the door once again. They lead 7-0 over Macomb here on homecoming night. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Back here in Macomb, so we'll have a fresh 12 minutes on the clock as we get ready to start the second quarter. Mater Dei will have the ball starting right around the Macomb 19-yard line. If you're in listening to us and watching us here tonight, make sure to get to the live chat. Love to see who's all in tune. Jansen drops back to pass once again.
Get
Looking
there,
deep
get
over
there.
the field. Almost picked off there in the end zone. Would have been a huge turnover if the Bombers were able to get to that one. Just a bit overthrown, but the man was open.
Well, he was bracketed. There was trailer coverage, and if that was all there was, then yeah, he's got a step. He's a big body, tall receiver. He can go up and get a jump ball, and that's what the quarterback was throwing for. He's trying to put it where only his guy could make a play. The problem was the cornerback had come off the cap. Because it's a short area, he's able to do that and peel over, and he just about got there for the interception. This is a moment for the Bombers.
There's a pass play over the middle once again, still keeping the feet moving, trying to reach out for that goal line. Ball comes loose, but he's clearly down. That was caught by, I believe that's number 84. That's Rakers once again.
So now you got 1st and down, 1st and 10. And, you know, we knew this was coming. We knew this was a tough football team. A lot of strength, a lot of athleticism. And this is your first really big test of the year. And right up the middle into the end zone. Bombers got to be able to come up with answers. And this next drive is going to be massive.
So 6 more on the 3-yard touchdown run by Hillmouth. He's up to 38 yards unofficially so far in this one. And once again, you'll see Breese get set to kick the extra point. Touchdown comes at 11 minutes and 32 seconds. As we're going to have a little delay here. Whistles start to blow. Not sure what we're doing.
Like a player needed to come out.
Interesting situation there.
He may not have had a mouthpiece in, or I'm not sure what the situation was. That should have been who knows?
Either way, kick is good, so the Knights up 2 scores over Macomb. 11 minutes and 32 seconds to play here in the second quarter. We'll be right back with you. Actually, we'll keep it here for this one. Get through some live reads. With location in Macomb and Augusta, with 80 years of car sales experience, Ron LB Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in, talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsalescars.com to check out their inventory. Since 1960, Oliver's Heating and Cooling has provided the Greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Oliver Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort.
I tell you right now, this is such a big moment in the football game. Last year, Breese just looked dominant to start the football game. Absolute dominant. And it was right around this time, Bombers made a couple of big plays, started to get back into it, and all of a sudden it's now a back and forth. And it was that way for a while, and then in third quarter it started to get away from the Bombers and ended up being a 3-score game. But this is the moment where you've got to turn this into something. Good. All right, out to about the 30. This drive needs to produce right here.
Yeah, absolutely. You've basically gone 3 and out on your first 2 drives. Again, you're able to work back a nice chunky yardage on your second drive, but that huge, about 14-yard sag didn't help things. A little bit better starting field position here for the Bombers on this drive, however, so we'll see what they can do with it. And as you mentioned, this is you're at a point in the game. You find yourself down 2 scores. We're early into the second quarter. You got to come up with some sort of answers here and try to build some momentum as we approach the halftime intermission.
And they're running a 4-2-5 on defense, but they've just got big guys in the middle, and you're not going to abandon the run game. And there we see Braden Holdhouse, and he scrambles out for about 7 or 8. There is a penalty flag on the play. Came from the back, which is generally, yep, and I just saw the indication. It's a hold.
So that'll bring back that nice run play for Holthouse. Set up the Bombers with 1st and 15. Or excuse me, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, my bad. So where are they going to mark this
It looks
down
like
at?
it's about 1st and 14.
1st and 14.
No, it's first. I just heard the announcer say 2nd down and 14 because that's what they have on the down marker there, but it's 1st down.
Holthouse.
Quick game.
Another screen play to the outside.
Okay.
Going to go for about 8.
Somebody's got to catch that. The linesman's got that at 3rd down. It's 2nd down now. That was a nice pickup. Makes this a more manageable 2nd down. You're at about 2nd and 6. Here it goes. Looks like he's changing it. There it is. I've seen football teams get confused by that and play like it was, that they were a down further.
Holthouse will come up under center here for this one. 2nd and 6 yards to go. Holthouse will hand it off in the backfield. It's going to be wrestled down there. It's going to be another TFL. I believe that was Mayo, the ball carrier there for the Bombers. As he'll lose basically about a yard there.
Yeah, Breese has got a fast defense. They are rallying to the ball, and they've got very good athletes, and those trying to get off tackle is going to be tough to do. You got to set that up with a bunch of runs up the middle and bring those linebackers in.
So now you do have the 3rd down, and once again, Holthouse will be brought down in the backfield. Couldn't tell. I'm not sure if that was a design pass or a run.
It looked like a draw. Well, but you're right. To your point, you can't like tell because there was so much pressure.
Mm-hmm. So initially it looked like he wanted to take off with it. Maybe he had eyes downfield for a moment, but wasn't able to do much with that. As once again, the defensive line of this Modern-Day Knights squad is coming through big. You head up to 3 and 6 or 2nd and 6, and now you're 4th and 12 and punting. High snap here. Nice job there.
What an athletic play.
Yeah, great job there, able to corral it in. As this one will be fielded right around the Knights 49.
Sorry, I was looking at the far side of the field. This is bringing back memories of me. They had a large lineman type on the smallest guy on the Bombers field. He goes over and basically does a all-star wrestling splash on him and helps him up afterwards. But, thanks for that. Appreciate you helping us up after.
1st and 10 on the Knights 49. Jansen sends Helmy in motion. He's going to look for
Get
a
with
beat
him, get
ball
with him, hand up.
downfield. And it might have been a little tug on the jersey there, and flags are going to come out. I believe that's going to be pass interference downfield.
Yeah, I didn't see the right hand. I was about ready to praise the left hand because as the ball gets to the hands of the receiver, he reaches out and slaps it away. But you're right, with that right hand, goes around the waist and pulls on the jersey. That shouldn't be pass interference, though. That should be defensive holding, which would bring it, yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty. So it'll be 1st and 5.
A lot better news for Macomb. They're going to march off
15.
15,
what are we doing?
It looks like.
Well, they did call pass interference, but it wasn't the spot foul. It was,
Interesting. Either way, 15-yard penalty.
did not appear to be pass interference to me. I thought that was holding, but either way.
Jansen will scramble to the far sideline this time. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down. Going to be a short gain there for Jansen on the keeper.
Big stop for the Bombers right here. A turnover, a huge play. Need something to get the momentum to swing back into your favor.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, you can really feel kind of the life being sucked out of the Bombers fans here. It would be a huge opportunity to come away with a stop here on this drive, get the ball back, and again, hopefully answer. Haven't had much success on the offensive end, but you got to get it turned around at some point, especially here soon. Just over 8 minutes to play. And second and about 8. Jansen fakes the handoff. He's going to look downfield, wants him in. He's got a man wide open, and it's going to be a nice job there. I can't tell if he got hands on it there in coverage.
Well, yeah.
That was Holthouse back there.
It looked like that it landed in the receiver, and then the ball popped out a little bit, and as the cornerback was swiping, he was able to pop the ball away.
Yeah, definitely heard footsteps there. That was Murphy, the intended receiver on the pass. And to this point, Macomb has done a pretty good job in pass coverage deep downfield. That's at least one positive you can take away here in the second quarter for the Bombers. 3rd and 8. It's going to be
there we go. On that draw, they fill the middle of the field. There we go. They hold their positions. They hold their lanes, shut it down, and now you got a 4th and long 8, short 9.
Again, you're in positive territory here.
I think I said that backwards. Long 8, short 9. I was told there'd be no math. Big play right here. Big play. Make a stop. Get Hatt in the backfield. They've got stacked receivers on both ends.
It'll be a pass play. Jansen looking out for Murphy.
And it's picked! And there's nobody in front of him. This is huge. Get there. Get there. Oh, that's Kylan McMillan. You're not catching him. Touchdown Bombers, just flips the field right there. All of a sudden you go from they're maybe marching in that long pass play. They're trying to go up 3 scores, and all of a sudden you cut it to a 1-score game right now. That is the spark the Macomb Bombers needed, and it's the junior Kylan McMillan, the speedster. We said it early this year. He's going to make a play that flips a game. We assumed it would be on the offensive side of the football, but we'll take it right here. The Bombers needed that. That, Johnny, was needed.
Absolutely. We talked about the Bombers needing a big play, and who else but Kylan McMillan on the tip drill there, able to take it back in for 6. So Cats will get set to kick the extra point. A little bit of a low snap there. Doesn't matter. Extra point is good. And we got a 1-score football game, folks. Bombers starting to flip the script here. The touchdown on the pick 6 comes at 7 minutes and 4 seconds in the second quarter. Macomb will get set to kick it away to Modern Day once again. We'll take a quick break right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Knights 14, Bombers 7.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives, taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
So after the pick six by Kylan McMillan, Bombers now down just 7 points. And again, we were talking about, needing to just get a stop there. I mean, that's all we were asking for, just get a stop there on 4th and 8. But McMillan turns it into a huge play and points for the Bombers. You can't ask for much more. That's really just the ideal situation there for Macomb.
Need to get a defensive stop right here. And I'm wondering here before halftime here, what's left in the second quarter, they brought the charter bus here, which only has so many. Ball, get there! That may be Bomber ball! Bomber football! That was not an onside kick. That was a little pooch kick. They had a big circle in the middle of their kick return formation. That ball bounces on the ground, bounces off of an up back about 3 yards away, and you've got a Bomber just sprinting at it. He gets in there, slides in right as the big men are coming on him and is able to shield the ball away, rip it, cradle it, and cover it right the way you're supposed to. And the Bombers got the ball. This is massive. Score here.
That was Nolan Hogue there, able to recover the kick. So the Bombers are going to take over on the Knights 35, and what a huge play there, and the momentum definitely starting to turn Bombers' directions. Holthouse.
Get up.
McMillan, hands there, trying to come back to it. Couldn't quite do so. How big would that have been? A one-play touchdown deep downfield to McMillan. Pretty good pass coverage there by the Knights, so it would be 2nd and 10 now for Macomb. And again, we were kind of talking about it off break. Macomb has got to show that their offense can move the ball downfield. They really just had issues with that so far here tonight. But this will be a great time to show it off. Holthouse will hand this one off.
Ball's on the ground.
Who's going to come up with it? Still fighting for it. Modern Day is going to point and say they have it. I think they do.
They just gave the ball right back.
I believe that was 15 on the recovery. That was Hilmy. So definitely not what you want to see there as Macomb coughs it up.
No, and I tell you, with what you're seeing right there, they had a 5-man front, and they were even walking a linebacker up to almost create a 6-man front, but I think it's a base 5, and they walked their linebackers up. They stacked 8 men inside of that box and tight, and they're basically saying, hey, our corners and our safety are dudes. Go ahead and try. We're gonna go one-on-one with you. So the Bombers need another stop. Let's get that ball back again. That's unfortunate to give that right back. That was a high snap. Bring him down. Good. Behind the sticks again. That did not look like a read. That looked like a design quarterback draw.
Alex Brown in on the stop for Macomb. Jansen will lose maybe about half a yard to a yard there. Second down and 11.
But as I was saying earlier, right before that turnover, they brought the charter bus here. It limits the amount of people that you can bring on it. They got a huge coaching staff. There are not as many people on that sideline as I've generally seen with a Breese modern day football team. I'm wondering how often these, especially their big linemen, how many plays are they going? Are they subbing out? Is there a rotation? I haven't seen any sort of subsystem to this point. So those big guys that have controlled the game thus far, what are they going to look like at the end of the second quarter and the end of the fourth quarter? Is that a time when the Bombers, with a bit of a deeper bench and a bit of a more rotation and here at home, slept in their own beds, haven't been on a bus all day, is that something that could play a factor? I don't know the answer to that, but something to think about.
So after the incompletion, that will bring us to 3rd down and 11. Going to be huge if Macomb could get a stop here. Jansen will fake the pass. He's caught up by his own lineman, and he's going to be brought down once again behind the sticks, I do believe. Defense holds up there for the Bombers.
So that's a designed quarterback run. That is, they get them. So they've run 20 personnel all night. There's been no tight ends, always 2 backs, and then the 3 receivers are either trips one way or, whatever it is. Or they're 10 personnel, but there hasn't been any tight ends. So he stretches out that slot to go.
Nice punt there, Watson. Breaks and ankles there. Nice job by Watson, able to bring that back somewhat.
Yeah, because that ball had a big bounce, and that was going inside the 10. He goes ahead and picks it up, which is ill-advised. I wouldn't suggest it, but he picks it up and brings it out past the 20, so gives a little more room to work with. But so they swing that slot out off the motion, and they're setting up one of those little screens that they've run a few times. It's a nice play call, but Bombers sniffed it out, and their lineman did a great job of holding, and that's why he runs into his own lineman, is because it was a standstill right at the line of scrimmage, and able to make that play. Kylan McMillan on the quick game there gets about, what's he get, 6, 7? 6. Five. I was told there'd be no math.
Well, the PA announcer just said 6.
Coach Sullivan gives him 6. And he's a math teacher.
Full house once again able to break free there. And
first down.
It's going to be a first down for Whole House.
That was all Braden Holthouse. That play, they had it snuffed out, and they've watched film. They've seen. They know that 11 can run the rock. And they've done a good job. I think they have a spy on him. They're also making sure that they're securing lanes. But he just put his shoulders down and said, I'm getting yards. And that's a much-needed first down. Just keep it going.
4 minutes and 19 seconds here. Another hard count there by Holt House.
See, now they're in a 4-man front. They're back in the 4-2-5.
House will look to the sideline once again. That's going to force a timeout out of the Bombers. They'll be their first of the game, first of the half. We'll keep it here for this one. Knights lead 14-7, just over 4 minutes to play before halftime. The Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street, Macomb, Illinois, serving soup, salads, sandwiches, homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and a full-service coffee bar, and breakfast is served all day. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com or call 309-837-6700 for your takeout. Macomb's original local sports bar is the Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WLU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. We got Brian Donovan in the chat saying this is going to be a good test. Absolutely, and we've seen that up to this point. Of course, it is homecoming here tonight. So we'll make sure to get the homecoming court announcements after or during halftime, I should say. Holt House will hand this one up the middle. I believe that's going to be May, the ball carrier. It sure is. May will pick up.
Oh, that's a bad spot. Yeah, you got to move that forward. He had forward progress. I mean, it's not much, but got a couple yards.
I'll give May about 3 there on the carry. Full house once again looking for Watson along the near sideline. Trying to split through a couple of defenders there. It's going to be up close to the first down.
There's a flag down, flag down. There was no blocker in the area. That's face mask.
Yeah, I think that's what the call is going to be. So it's initially 7 yards to Watson. Yep, face mask.
And that's a personal foul. So they said that he not just grabbed the face mask, but he grabbed and pulled the head. So that'll tack on 15 extra yards
there after the 7-yard completion from Hulett to Watson.
And they knew it too. The cornerback and the safety that were here at the spot just stood up and started walking 30 yards back, as everybody else was kind of like, "What's going on?" They were like, "Well, we know."
Bombers doing a much better job moving the football here. Hulett
He bounces out.
Fakes it inside, and it's going to be another gain for Macomb.
He gets about 4. I'd love to see a replay of that. It looked like there might have been some green grass in front of him if he could have got to that outside, but you can't complain with a 4-yard gain. I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hulett getting it done with the legs here. Caught it on the replay there. It looks like they had kind of a contained man, Winkler, out there.
They had him sitting.
Yep, towards the far sideline. Second down and 6 for Macomb, working in modern-day territory.
Quick game.
Another hard count. And a little bit of frustration here on the Macomb sideline.
Coach Horrell wanted tempo right there. He had called a play, and he wanted it go before the defense adjusts. So whatever it is that he had cooked up, he wanted it right now. And in that situation, what he may have wanted was he went with what you call an ace formation, so twins on each side. And the inside slots, you had Drew Watson on one side, you had Kylan McMillan on the other. The nickel to the near side to the boundary that's on Drew Watson comes up to play press. On the far side, yeah, you have 3 guys over there, but they're all off. So it might be a choice route for the quarterback. Just look at your 2 slots. Which one's got a bubble? Kylan had the bubble. Catch the ball, flip it out to him, and see what he can get.
So again, after the timeout, just one of those remaining for Macomb.
So they're bracketing Watson.
Second and 6, another.
And there's that
play.
quick game. That's exactly what we were just talking about, and he picks up a first down. He makes one guy miss. So on film, they have targeted Drew Watson as the Bombers' favorite target, which fair enough. He has been. He has probably double the next guy in catches this year. So they are bracketing him. They've got press coverage up on the line, and they've got a safety over the top that's not even pretending to play anywhere else.
Pass play will go for 10. And again, that screen play to Watson has been huge for Macomb all year. Watson just so good in the open field. This clock rolls under 2 minutes. Hulett looking for a ball downfield to McMillan. Ball up in the air.
That's flag on the play. That's defensive pass interference.
We got a flag down. Pass is intercepted by Jacob Heinzman. So I believe that they're going to call this back. Intended for McMillan.
So that's massive. A, Macomb keeps the ball. It's not a turnover. But B, that's 15 yards marching down inside the red zone. And you are just inside 15 yards away from having an opportunity to tie this football game right back up.
And how huge would it be for the Bombers if they're able to score right here before the halftime break? Hulett is going to look to do it through the air. Back in the end zone. Watson goes up for it. Can't reel that one in. Had hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch.
Yeah, so that's a fade route right there. He gets really close to the sideline, and that ball had to be thrown beyond him because it was nice coverage, really nice coverage. But he goes up, he gets hands on it. He would have had to have come down and tap a toe, and the defender is driving him out of bounds because they're right there. So tough one. 2nd and 10. Trips to the field. There's Hulett, calls his own number, bounces, driving those knees. Gets down to about the 6 maybe. Man, he picks up 8 on that, huh?
Maybe just short of the first down. 3rd and about 2 to go on the night 6. You're working with just one timeout here as the clock approaches just 1 minute to play.
Now you got 2 chances to get this, so nothing behind the sticks.
Whole house fakes the handoff, looks for a quick
Touchdown Bombers to Kylan McMillan. That's play action pass. He catches it. He just shows it to the belly of his running back and pulls it up, and it's an inside slant. Kyler put a move on the cornerback and just darts inside, finds himself right at about the M. Braden puts it right on his belly, and we are Hayden Katz's leg away from tying this football game up. Then I got the cheering section right in front of me wearing the sweatshirts that say, I cheer for the kicker. Another one says, kickers are people too. And that one's blocked. And there was a whole lot of white shirts. That is not, cheering section, it's okay. That was not on Hayden Katz.
So how about Kylan McMillan? Pick 6 for our first score of the game and just gets a quick slant there for 6 more for Macomb. And again, just an extra point away from tying things up. Gets blocked there, but still the Bombers find themselves within 1. But still some time to work here for Mater Dei. 51 seconds to play before halftime, and that is a huge amount of time, especially when you're working with 3 timeouts.
I was just going to say, they have all 3 in their pocket. That's a lot of time, but I tell you what, the other side of that coin is they got the ball, the Bombers, with about 6 or 7 minutes, didn't they? That was a nice drive, kept the football, kept the clock going. You wanted to eliminate as much clock as you could because you don't want to hand this ball back over to Breese Mater Dei and give them an opportunity for a quick score. But again, the Bombers have really limited those splash plays. So as long as they can keep that up.
Deep kick here, fielded right around the 25-yard line. And we'll bring it up past the 35, up close to the 37.
So that's a really good field position for Breese. That did take about 4 seconds off the clock. So 47 seconds, all 3 timeouts. Plus, obviously, you have, spike the balls and throw out of bounds and things like that if you need them.
We're going to start this off with a run play up the middle. This is Murphy, the ball carrier, I do believe, number 1.
Picks up about 5.
Excuse me, that was 15, Hilmy.
And that play took about 7.5 seconds. They call that timeout. And I was just getting ready to say, John, your whole playbook's open. Because, yeah, you're under a minute, but those 3 timeouts. Well, now you have 2 timeouts, and you're under 40 seconds. So it starts to limit you a little bit. But I'd say at this point you still have your full playbook. You can throw to the middle of the field. You can run the ball. I don't think you want to do any of those really slow-moving plays, no reverses, no halfback passes, things of that nature that take a long time, a lot of motion. You can do that on dead clock snaps like this one. But, if they run the ball here or they complete a hitch or something in the middle of the field, I don't think you're going to see any of that pre-snap motion because you got to keep playing. The clock is an issue.
Just under 40 seconds now before halftime. Mater Dei takes their first timeout of the game. They got 2 remaining. Jansen will fake the handoff once again. Play action, looking deep over the middle. This one's going to be tipped up, intercepted.
That ball's picked off.
Still fighting for it on the ground. It'll be the Mater Dei player up with it, but that's got to be an interception.
Yeah, they signaled interception. But it may not. They may get together and talk about this because of dual possession. At what point did the Mater Dei player have his hand in there? But yes, they went ahead. They gave it to him. That is Bomber ball. Now, I would say right now, the Bombers are going to be content. You've got 32 seconds. You're deep in your own territory. They're probably going to run the ball here. Yeah, they're just going to take a knee. They get the ball after halftime.
Absolutely.
So that, let's go into halftime. We're within 1 point. John, this looked like it could get away. You know, we're down 14-0. They're driving. Things looked bad. And then all of a sudden, they got huge pressure on the quarterback. He threw it a little high because he had to get rid of it quicker. Threw it right into the arms of Kylan McMillan, who takes it, 70, 75 yards for a touchdown?
Basically, yeah.
And the whole game flipped at that point.
So with that, the interception to end the half by Macomb. Again, down just 1 point. And as you mentioned, this game was really kind of shaping up to really feeling like maybe the Mater Dei game last season, but Macomb able to flip the switch, and it's been in the hands of Kylan McMillan. Again, the long pick six return and then the 6-yard touchdown pass from Holthouse to McMillan. Only touchdown scorer here tonight for the Bombers. And again, we talked about earlier in the season just the X factor that kid can be, and he's putting it on full display here tonight against a tough matchup in Breese Mater Dei. But that'll take us to the halftime break. 14-13 is the score in favor of the Breese Mater Dei Knights. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be right back with you. We'll come out about 5 minutes beforehand as we'll get set for the homecoming court activities. We'll hope to catch you then.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
As you know, MDH is our title sponsor here on TSSR Game Time Live, and we're here with Lindsay Douglas, the Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment. I about left out provider out of that. So Physician and Provider Recruitment here at MDH. It's a huge mouthful for me, so explain to us what that is.
Sure. So I am in charge of bringing in candidates for both physician and provider positions here at MDH. So provider meaning anything like nurse practitioner, advanced practice nurse practitioner, physician assistant, things like that. So I source those candidates, bring them in, and try to find the best providers and physicians to provide care at our facility.
So you found a home at MDH. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been here? Stuff
Sure.
like that.
So I am from Macomb originally. I graduated from Macomb High in 2009, graduated from WIU in 2014, studied communication there, and started my career in politics and worked for a couple different state representatives and state senators. Then found myself in the educational realm for a little while at the Regional Office of Education, and eventually found myself here at MDH. I started here in February of this past year. I started out as patient advocate, and this role opened up, and I'm now in the role of Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment.
Obviously, McDonough District Hospital, very important to Macomb.
Sure.
And it's the communities not only of Macomb, but Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, Industry. You're from here. So what was it that drew you back here and got you to stay here at MDH?
So MDH is like home to me. I am a fourth generation MDH employee. So my great grandma Nancy Weaver was one of the first nurses that they hired when the hospital opened in 1958. My grandma started working here maybe 10 to 15 years after that. She started as a CNA on acute care, and then she worked in peds, and eventually she worked as the unit secretary for home health and hospice, and she retired from that position after being at MDH for a total of 50 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. My mom is here as an administrative secretary. She's Brian's administrative assistant. And so I'm now here as a fourth generation employee of the hospital. So it was kind of a thing where I always thought I might end up at MDH just because of that family legacy of working in healthcare.
So before we came on camera, I heard a story. You guys were at a speaker recently, and you got to be there with your mom.
Yeah.
Does that make it really special to be a part of MDH, to still have your mom working here?
It's so cool. My mom is down the hall from me, so if I need something in the middle of the day, I can run down the hall and grab her. But it's also just cool to think about like the legacy that leaves in the community, especially being fourth generation and female. I think that's just a really special thing for my family and for this community here.
So as we look at those kind of, you have a personal connection here. How do you use those personal connections when you're out trying to recruit a physician or a provider?
Sure. So I use the story a lot of my office, actually. So I'm in room 318, which was a room for patients at one time, and now they've converted it into an office space. And one of my favorite stories to tell physicians is that my great grandma was sick in the hospital and was in that room, and that's where my grandma was recruited to join MDH. So my grandma had no plans of working in healthcare, but she was taking care of her mom as a sick patient, and the nurse at the time came to her and was like, "You are such a great caretaker. Why are you not a nurse? Why are you not doing this as your full-time occupation?" And so my grandma decided that healthcare would be her lifetime, and like 50 years. And so she started working for MDH and was recruited right out of my office. So I just find that to be a really special connection when I'm looking to bring people to this community. Like, the recruitment started in this office 50 years ago, and here I am starting a whole new legacy of recruiting people. And I just am so passionate about this community, and I just love living here. I moved back here from Quincy, chose to raise our family here just because we really love Macomb, and we really love being in McDonough County.
So obviously the personal touch, you got the great personal story, you love Macomb. What does MDH offer to the providers and the physicians? What's the sales point for you on the professional level?
So because we're a small rural healthcare organization, your voice is heard here much louder than when you're in a large organization. So when you're in one of those larger hospital systems, you might be one of 15 to 20 providers in a specialty. At MDH, you might be one of two, you might be one of one. And so your voice in that medical staff office is going to be the loudest one in the room about your specialty. And that's a really unique situation for a physician to be, the main voice for speaking for pediatrics or for speaking for orthopedics or whatever that specialty is. You're it. You're the guy. You're the one providing the care for the whole community. And you don't get that if you go to a large healthcare organization.
So those bonuses are probably obstacles in some cases as well.
Sure.
So how do you overcome those obstacles?
It really depends on the provider. If someone is really wanting to be in a place where they're just one in the background, they don't want to be that main voice, I kind of have to tell them, this is unique. It's a unique community where you're going to go out into Walmart to get your groceries and run into one of your patients, and you're not going to find that everywhere. And that might be scary for you, thinking about, well, I don't want to mess somebody's care up and then run into them and have to explain it to all of Walmart. But it's just, you can also sell that as you're not going to go to Chicago and work somewhere where you're going to run into your patients every day.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate you coming and talking to us today. Hopefully some people can understand more about MDH and how it's such a family-oriented business and so important to McDonough County and the surrounding area. Keep doing a good job, and maybe your little girl that wanted that 100 chicken nuggets can be the next generation to join MDH.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back after halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts, repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on, so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts, repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on, so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Good evening here. As we mentioned throughout the night that it is Macomb's homecoming night, and it looks like we're going to have the presentation for the homecoming court. We'll turn the microphones up and let you listen in.
Already graduated and I watched the movie Break. morning we made omelets to fuel up, so I might have had one too many energy drinks trying to stay awake. The whole experience brought us closer together and made the event even more memorable. Attendant to the Queen, Kelly Ladd. Escorted by Alicia and Luke Ladd. Future plans. I plan on furthering my academic and athletic career at college. Favorite memory. When Meatball and I ran around the football field in blow-up dinosaur costumes. Attendant to the King, Kyler Cheatham, escorted by Erica and Calvin Cheatham. Future plans to stay in state for college and go into math education. Favorite memory, playing in my first Friday Night Lights game. Attendant to the Queen, Kylie Robinson, escorted by Shauna and Ryan Robinson. Future plans, continue my education and play basketball at Lincoln Land before transferring to a 4-year university. Favorite memory, getting hyped in the locker room and on the bus before games. Attendant to the King, Braden Holthouse, escorted by Sarah and Jameson Holthouse. Future plans, going to college but undecided where. Favorite memory, beating Peoria Manual in the sectional semifinals for basketball. Attendant to the Queen, Madeline McClure, escorted by Jamie and Matthew McClure. Future plans, I plan on attending college and majoring in biology. Favorite memory, listening to Hot Wings and dancing before volleyball games in the dressing room before performances.
Yeah, you're good.
Attendant to the King, June Yoshimura, escorted by Amy and Akio Yoshimura. Future plans, I plan on to study marketing at University of Illinois, Chicago. Favorite memory, not given, excuse me. Attendant to the Queen, Jackie Adair, escorted by Jill and Ty Adair. Future plans, I plan to further my education and major in nursing and continue my volleyball career. Favorite memory, going to lunch with my sisters. Our 2024 Homecoming King, Jeremy Sheeby, escorted by family friend Jim Delmeyer. Future plans, I plan to attend college and study business and play soccer. Favorite memory, my first day in Macomb High School was my favorite memory. 2024 Homecoming Queen, Nika Daitner, escorted by Katrina and Gary Daitner. Future plans, I plan to major in elementary education at a 4-year university, but I have not decided where yet. Favorite memory, joining new activities and meeting lots of new friends. Our 2024 Homecoming Corps. Total plays, 30. Total yards, 136. For Macomb, 20 plays, 59 yards. Rushing, Mater Dei, 20 carries for 92 yards. Macomb, 10 for 7. Penalties, Mater Dei, 4 for 40 yards. Macomb, 3 for 30. Individual for Mater Dei passing.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back here to Macomb High. We'll try to get to some of the halftime stats here. Again, we're trying to keep up with the pay clock and do stats at the same time. It's been kind of a I'm not going to say it's been an issue, but it's definitely been an interesting bit of a learning curve there on my end. Holt House unofficially so far tonight, 7 for 10 passing for 52 yards and a touchdown that came to Kylan McMillan on a 6-yard reception. McMillan leads the way in the receiving category. He has 3 receptions for 22 yards. Drew Watson on the night right now up to 18 yards. He's had a couple big carries and receptions for Macomb. Holt House leads the way in the rushing department as well. He's up to 7 yards there. Not a whole lot of yardage there in the first half, both on the ground and passing for Macomb. I believe they said just 59 yards in total for the Bombers. On the Breese Mater Dei side, Chase Jansen, the quarterback, up to 44 yards on the night through the air, but that includes 2 interceptions. On the ground, he's got 21 yards. Brett Helmus is up to 39 and a touchdown. He leads the way rushing for the Mater Dei Knights. So just a couple stats there as Macomb will receive the opening kickoff here in the second half. And again, they found themselves down by just 1 after trailing 14-0 in that first half. The junior, Kyle McMillan, the interception, the pick 6, and then the receiving touchdown, able to bring Macomb back into this one. So we'll get a fresh 12 here set on the clock, and what a huge half of football this is for the Bombers. Again, this is a game that Macomb lost 38-18 last year. It looked like we were heading in that same direction, but a big swing in the second quarter. Able to even things up. Got to continue to build up that momentum here in the second half.
Yeah, sorry about leaving you up. Oh, that ball's still going. It's already been touched. Oh, that they do rule that a touchback. That is so very fortunate. Excellent kick. Had really nice bounce, really nice end-over-end action. Sorry about that, leaving you hanging there for a second. I got stuck up in the middle school student section. I went down to say hello to my wife and ended up somehow in the middle school student section and got hung up there for a bit.
It's all right. I didn't say anything too smart while you were gone. Yeah, absolutely lucky there. Man, I can't believe that football got all the way back to the end zone, especially after being touched.
It was a hard, 22 bounce base hit up the middle.
Yeah, great kick there. Bombers will take over on their own 20 after the touchback. Holt House look to get things open in the passing to start off. This pass is going to be caught on the far sideline.
That's a really nice job by the cornerback. A little bit undersized in compared to he was up against Jack Beal there, but he doesn't try and take him on at the shoulders and make a power play. He isolates down at the legs. It actually is perfect out of that Pete Carroll Hawk tackling video. Goes down around the ankles, and you could see him rolling through it and trying really hard. He almost looked like a freestyle wrestler. trying to get a turn in parterre.
Hulett will hand this on up
Oh,
off
my
the middle,
goodness.
ball on the ground. It's still on the ground. I think this is going to be modern-day football.
It is modern-day football. That ball, that both fumbles have appeared to be at exchange. There just wasn't a comfortable exchange, and that one kicked forward a couple of yards. Actually, it looked like a modern-day defensive lineman had it, and it squirted back another couple of yards and ends up being picked up by one of the safeties.
Definitely not how you want to start your first.
No, that
first drive of the
flipped
game.
everything that we were talking about right before half.
Absolutely. Second fumble of the game by the Bombers.
So now they need a big play, get that back. So there's that jet they've been setting up, and it's brought down behind the sticks.
That's number 25, Langdon Lambert, there in the backfield.
He had that acrobatic interception at the end of the first half.
Comes through with another big defensive play there. That'll set Mater Dei back about a yard. So 2nd and 11 after taking over after the fumble.
Huge defensive stop here. Pick your offense up, give them the football back, and get back to work. That's middle.
Jansen hands off up the middle once again. I believe this is going to be Hilmes.
He's wrapped up in the backfield. It looks like he's able to get back up to that original line of scrimmage. Spins out of that original tackle and picks up a couple to get back to that original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 now. And again, you're at the plus 30. This is absolute 4-down territory. So they're going double twins, although it's tight on to the boundary. But they may be looking to pick up 5-6 and see what happens. Oh, huge pressure. He steps out of it.
Still is able to get the ball away there. Nobody on the other end.
Excellent coverage. Right with them.
Great coverage and great job on the Macomb defensive line, able to get into the backfield, speed that play up. So in a situation where you'd like to pick up 5 or 6, you pick up 0, and now it's 4th and 11.
I can't see. Was that Nolan Hogue on the coverage, or was that Lambert?
I didn't catch the
I
number
saw the
downfield.
two. There he is. It looks like Nolan Hogue there on the far side does an excellent job of using the sidelines to create double coverage. He really pinned the receiver to the sideline, and so that ball had to be perfect. Did a great job of breaking that up. Now it's 4th and 10. Need pressure on the quarterback again.
Jansen will
There it
drop
is.
back to
He's
gas.
evading out. There's nobody there. They're rallying to him, and he goes down, and that's a turnover on downs right at the 30. Ball's right back in the hands of the Bombers. Basically no harm, no foul. Quarterback still down on the field.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see there. A big turnover by the Bombers, however, after the fumble. Clock reads 9 minutes, 40 seconds. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live during the injury timeout. We'll be back with you right after this.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Maybe an ankle.
So Jansen comes off the field under his own power. Bombers will take over on the turnover on downs. And as you mentioned after the fumble, basically no harm, no foul. You find yourself in similar field position. You have the ball right back. A little bit less time on the clock. They fake the handoff to Watson. Holthouse is going to use his leg. Bouncing it to the outside. He's tripped up there.
Picks up about 5.
A gain for Macomb and Braden Holthouse.
Trips to the field. So here's that tempo that they were trying to establish earlier. They're back in the 4-2-5.
House 3 receivers to this near sideline. They're going to screen it out for McMillan. Trying to pick up a block downfield and get to that sideline. A little bit of an awkward tackle there. Pops back up. It'll be another gain for the Bombers. We'll give them about 4 there.
See, the referee is talking to the linebacker right now. He's going down to the ground, so it doesn't end up being, and it was kind of sideways motion, not straight back, but that was very close to a horse collar tackle. That's what the referee was just discussing with the linebacker.
3rd and 2. Full House with the hard snap. Mater Dei well scouted on that. I haven't seen them jump off sides yet.
Once, early.
Whole House, design QB keeper. He's going to be up close to the first down. The pile trying to push him back. We'll see where they mark him down at. It's going to be
really close. They gave him just past the 40, which is where the stick is. That could be a measurement. Nope, they gave it to him. Move the chains. Move the chains. That was just a little draw. Little inside draw. Now you got bunch into the boundary. So are you setting up that one-on-one to the far side? Yes, they are. With a quick, make one guy miss. Oh, but that cornerback is just playing a football game. It's a smaller guy, got a little speed to him, and he is making some nice open field tackles. If he does not make that tackle, and again, that was the Pete Carroll video right there. He goes low and rolls right through it.
That was Kyler Norton on the reception there for the Bombers. Gained about 8 for him. Bombers 2nd and a long 2. Holt House, a lot of time here in the pocket. He scrambles to the far sideline, puts on a juke. He's got a first down and more. A lot of room to run here for Holt House.
Hold on to the ball, hold on to the ball.
And we're going to have a flag down as well at the end of this play. Holt House pushes it up to the Knights 37.
That does not look like holding. Face mask.
Still discussing over this one. It is going to be a personnel foul face mask, so that's going to tack on 15 more there. After the long run play from Holt House, that went from about the 40 up to about the 37, and then once again 15 more. So
23-yard scamper, and then you tack on 15. That makes it a 38-yard scamper. I can math a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So they are right outside of that red zone. 1st and 10, about the 22. Don't get crazy here. You still, you got your full playbook. So that's a handoff. Very nice job by the Bomber line. That doesn't end up being a huge gain, but you know what? You saw that line of scrimmage get reestablished about 1.5 yards, 2 yards downfield. And that's the first time I think we've seen that, where they went ahead and stacked that line. They went with, I think that looked like 12 personnel, a couple tight ends, and they just went ahead and re-pushed that line about a couple yards forward. That was really nice job by the offensive line for the Bombers. Same thing. Same thing.
2nd and 7, May in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. Looking to bounce it to the outside once again. He's going to be swallowed up there.
He got back to about the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they called out Malachi Conley. That was definitely not Malachi Conley. That was Drake May.
Pretty sure that was 23 Drake May back there.
Oh, now they're pressing up over there. They're anticipating the quick game.
3rd down and 7 play. Holt House will look to that far side once again. Fakes the pass. He's going to get
through it. Gets through it. Make a man miss. Gets pushed out of bounds down around the 8. 1st down. Now you're going to have 1st and goal. 1st and goal from the Mater Dei 8-yard line. You got 4 downs to get into the end zone and take that lead for the first time tonight. And here's the other thing. Now, here's what we want. Punch that ball into the end zone. Get that 7 points. But we've talked about this earlier this year. If it gets to 4th down here, do they go ahead and put that onto young Hayden Katz to go ahead and take that lead?
They're going to start, again, a little bit of issues there on the handoff.
No.
The exchange, Holthouse to Watson. Is that going to be modern-day football? I thought Holthouse was able to fall down on top of that. This is a huge moment in the game.
Referees are discussing this. I wonder if they're asking, was he down?
Again, more issues on the handoff. They're going to say it's going to stay with Bombers, it looks like.
Loss of 3.
Avoids near disaster there, of course.
So Modern Day has made an adjustment. They're trying to take away that quick game, although you got it here to Watson if you want it.
Holthouse takes a snap, drops back to pass once again, steps up in the pocket. He's got more room to run, makes a juke move.
Driving his legs. Linemen are there. It looks like he's just short of the end zone.
Modern Day is pointing like they got the football once again.
I think what's happening is they are bringing the ball carrier down. It's being blown dead, and the ball's either being stripped out after it's blown dead or after they've hit the ground. Oh, we got a bomber on the ground.
Yeah, we got an injured Bomber on the field. We'll take another quick break here. Bombers have it up to the Knights, about 3 yards, 2-yard line. Listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MD8.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Back here as the injured Bombers player is able to get up and walk back to the sideline under his own power. Nice to see there. We're trying to catch a number on who that was. 68.
68. Kyler Cheatham.
There you go. You were right the first time.
That's one of my wrestlers.
Check that out. So after the quick injury timeout, Bombers will have this on the Knights' 2-yard line, looking to punch this thing in and take their first lead of the contest here in the second half. Watson's going to come in motion. Back to the outside, Holthouse. We'll take the direct snap.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh,
Spins,
boy. Oh, he gets
brings it
out
back
there
to
to
the
the
outside.
edge. Touchdown, Bombers! There's no laundry on the field. That play was designed to go into the middle of the field. There were 3 or 4 white jerseys right in front of him, and he literally spun away from the end zone, actually. I didn't love that, but he spins out and gave up a little bit of ground and ends up winning the race to the pylon. It looks like there is a member of Breese Modern Day's defense is down right at the goal line.
Sure is. Holthouse getting it done with the legs here. We saw earlier on in this drive, Holthouse was able to get the 22-yard run and then another about 12-yard run play to push the Bombers up closer into the end zone, and then caps it off with just the 2-yard run, but you got the touchdown tacked on to that. I think we'll take maybe another short break here. And we're going to pop back up right away. Definitely shaking up, though, trying to catch a number on him as well. So 19-14 touchdown comes with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. So do you go for 2 here?
Well, they got the offense on the field.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Again, they had the extra point blocked in the first half. Looking to erase that of sorts. Olaus is going to look to pass here. He's going to have a man. I believe it's going to be Jack Beal.
Jack Beal.
They were able to convert the 2 points.
I think that was, we talked about this earlier tonight, Johnny. That was a choice route between Braden and Jack. They both go out there. They look at where that cornerback is because the defense is all in here. They're content to go. They're going to cover Drew Watson. They're going to cover Kyler McMillan. Jack Beal has been in one-on-one lock coverage all night. So they're like, okay, if you're going to give us lock coverage, we're going to see where your leverage is. Are you inside shoulder, outside shoulder? And then there's a hand motion from Jack to Braden, and they run the route off of that. It was just a step move inside and then a little out route, and Braden put it right on him.
So the Bombers go up 7 here, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Face-to-face over the phone, by email, or by text. Choose how you do business with Tom Conklin State Farm Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. What were you getting ready to say there, Tony?
You just saw it, Jack Beal and Braden Holthouse there on the sidelines right down in front of us, and they were going through the hand motions. They were making sure each other was on the same page and just kind of recapping the play. I think obviously they were on the same page. Step up, cover this, stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. We're stretching it out. Now he steps up and gained about 7 after that.
That's Bentley Nicklin on the return there, the freshman. I was looking at Max Preps earlier on here today. Nicklin actually leads the team in receiving yards per game, the true freshman, the 6 foot. 165. Picks up a nice return there for Breese Mater Dei. So the drive will start from their own 49. Nope, 44. There we go. We're going to start with a handoff over for Hilmy.
Speed zone. Speed option, sorry.
Up close to a first down. I think they're going to mark him down just short.
I think he got it. Oh, you're right. Just short. Look at you, Johnny. Nope, they're moving it.
Are they? We got one moving and one not.
They were. Oh, my. What are we doing?
Very close there. Basically about a football length to go, it would appear. This is going to be Jansen handoff. That's going to be the first down for Hilmus.
It is first down. So what you had there is you had an outside linebacker playing a little sugar. He backed off, and then he tried to time that, and he comes running full speed, but that he had the snap count just off in his timing, and he had to stop his feet so he didn't run off sides, so he's not able to get full motion, which is unfortunate because he was coming through untouched. They would have had a meeting in the backfield.
Still first down. Jansen will.
There's that read and quarterback keep.
Big hit there in the middle of the field. We got flags down after the play. Jack May in on the tackle. We'll see what the call is here. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe a hold?
Yeah, he just called hold, but which direction? Oh, it's against the defense. Those are always interesting calls to me. It is not a pass play. It's a run play. So what's the holding? Like, why would a defender be holded? They want to break away from their blockers and make tackles.
So after the penalty, Breese will set up on the...
And they got a tight end in now after I'd mentioned not having any tight ends. Orbit motion. That's just a lot of window dressing.
Jansen this time will hand it off to Murphy. He's been big for the Knights here in this game, but he's going to be tackled down. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Logan on the stop for the Bombers.
Noah Logan. Thunderbolty comes out. Nolan Ho goes back in, it looks like. So hard to see all the way across the field when you're, this old.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like usually they don't have many issues with the Bombers' numbers, but tonight
Empty backfield. Now they got the extra lineman in, and so that's Jet to the far side. Flag goes flying. Pick up about 5, it looks like, but again, there's a flag on the play.
that was another handoff to Murphy there.
Illegal shift.
That would be a penalty on Breese Mater Dei. So that'll be a 5-yard loss there after the Murphy run. So that sets you up 2nd and
About 14,
about
15.
14, 15, yep.
So now you're creating that trips. They fake and that's a screen to the near side. There's no blockers in front of him, but he does pick up about 5. What they did was they showed that screen to this side where they went and they did the jet motion. Number 2 turns around. He shows his hands. It looks like it's that little bubble screen, and they just slip the running back out to the far side. The lineman had actually set up for the screen about 5 yards in. They set up around the hash. He gets the ball around the numbers, but they'd pulled the defense infield enough that they were able to pick up about 5. Now it's a fake. Quarterback's running back towards the boundary. Throws the ball. That's a dangerous throw. That's on the ground.
Good, once again, good pass coverage downfield by Macomb. We've seen that a lot here tonight. The pass defense has really held up for them, especially on those deep plays downfield. And maybe part of that is just the Macomb defense getting into the backfield at will, really. I mean, Jansen hasn't had a lot of time in the pocket here tonight.
I think he had, and we saw this earlier this year on our own. It looked like he had some real estate in front of him. I don't know that he would picked up the first, but where he's got 4, 5, 6 yards, and he decided to pull up and throw that one right at about the sticks. It was kind of a dangerous pass, actually. Fourth, go.
Yeah, 4th and 10. Could be a huge stop for the Bombers, and you find yourself with a 1-touchdown lead.
Flushed out. He's throwing all the way back across.
It's going to be McMillan in on the coverage. That pass is going to be broken up.
Oof.
Dangerous.
Boy, there was a lot going on there. If he picks that ball off, we lose about 10 yards because they're in the end zone. It looked like he's going to pick it off. Then, because he doesn't knock it down, it tips back up, and it looked like it went right into the hands of the receiver for a touchdown, and he's fallen backwards, and he can't hold on to the ball, so it drops harmlessly in the end zone. The Bombers get the football back. 1st and 10 at the 26, so I guess we only would have lost about 6 yards.
And the Bombers' defense has just been on another level here tonight. I think they played so well. The offense was a little slow to get going, but they found themselves in a bit of a groove here now. Holthouse looking downfield. It's going to be up for Watson, trying to come down with that one. What a play it would have been.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's all right. Nope. Yep.
A little slow to get up there was Watson, if you couldn't tell.
Tight coverage. Those are dangerous throws. I know we're trying to get one-on-ones, but that's tight coverage. And Drew's sitting down here on the sideline, collecting himself a little bit.
Hey, he tried to make a play on that football.
No, he sure did. He almost
job
came
going
up
back.
with a phenomenal catch.
Yeah. 1:15. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion is going to be a design QB run up for Holthouse. Looking to push up the middle of the extracurricular activities here on the near sideline.
We're just blocking through the whistle.
Holthouse run. They're going to give him about 4 yards there.
They've had a linebacker in the hole every time Braden has pulled the ball down, and he's either made him miss or ran right through him to pick up yards. They're tough yards that he's picking up tonight.
And it seems like whenever the Bombers offense slow, they just go to Holthouse and say, here, what can you do with it on the ground? He's been able to come through big for Macomb here tonight. Holthouse now looking through the air.
Right at the sticks. Move forward. You got to go forward. I think they tackled him into a first down.
I think they absolutely did. That's
He
Jack
catches
Field.
that hitch at the sticks, but steps back And I think he's a yard short, and the linebacker makes the tackle, not the cornerback. The linebacker comes from behind and drives him a yard forward, and I think that gives us the first down.
I think you're absolutely right.
And we're just going to let that clock go and go into the fourth quarter with a 21-14 lead.
From where we started to where we're at now, Macomb is sitting pretty good. They're going to go into the fourth quarter, as you just mentioned, with a 7-point lead, 21-14. As the horn sounds, you're listening to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be right back with you after this for the conclusion of Macomb's homecoming here at Macomb High.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
Back here at Macomb High, 21-14 lead for the Bombers as we head into the fourth quarter.
Get rid of it.
Whole house. Drops
Going
back to
up
pass,
high.
deep down, foul, deep
Yeah,
down
he's
in
got
there.
him. Oh!
So close there to the speedster McMillan, deep downfield. Had a chance to make a play on it for sure, just couldn't reel it in.
That was a beautifully thrown football. Beautifully thrown football. Just, oh my goodness, that was close. That was close. I got to tell you, we talked earlier about how we needed those guys up front to step up and improve and start winning battles. I'm telling you, they've looked so much better here in the second half.
Absolutely.
And there they just reestablished the line of scrimmage again. Again, not a huge gain. Linebackers for Breese Mater Dei are playing really well. And these big bodies that Breese Mater Dei has up front are doing a nice job of leaning into it and limiting it. Like, we're not blowing huge holes, but we don't have to. We are reestablishing the line of scrimmage. We are staying in the face of our opponent, and we are giving our guys running lanes so that we're picking up, 3-4 yards instead of giving up big TFLs.
That was Conley there on the run play for Macomb. Third down and 6. Huge play here.
Boy.
Hulett will keep it once again, but this time he's going to be met in the backfield and drop behind the line. Might have got back to the line with forward progress, but not much going there for Hulett on the ground. And now you find yourself faced with what should be about a 4th down and 6.
Yeah, that's a punt. This is a punt. Got to call on that defense one more time.
Got 2 Knights set back to receive this punt.
Get there, get past him. It's on the ground.
They picked it up. This is number 4 on the return. This is Trey Winkler being chased to that far sideline. He's going to get this one up back past about the 25. So a nice return there by Winkler on what could have been a dangerous play.
So what happens here, that's a really nice punt. But again, high school punter, that it's not over the lights like you see in college and the pros. So you've heard the phrase out kicking your coverage. Even with that ball bouncing around and the returner having to run in between the 5 and 10 yard line, after he makes one guy miss, the coverage is still struggling to get downfield. They're getting off their blocks, and he's able to get that out to just shy of the 27.
10 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Again, Macomb with a
inside handoff.
Going to be tripped up there. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain. That was Helmus on the carry. Helmus now unofficially on the game up to About 54 yards. Jansen hands it off up the middle once again. Is that Hilmus? I believe it is, number 15.
So Jansen, of course, back in after the leg injury earlier. You wonder, we haven't seen him call his own number as much. I wonder if there is a little limitation there. Big play coming up right here. You got 3rd and about 3.
Again, this Bombers defense has really held up for the most part here tonight. Needs a big stop here late in this one.
Hands that off. Oh, he gets around the edge, and he gets the first down and more. Still going downfield. Oh, they tried to push him out of bounds and didn't get there. They finally bring him down at about the 26. Man, that looked like, it's going to be a 5 or 6 yard run, and that goes, 30, 40 yards?
Depends where they mark it down at. Yeah, that's going to be
about 30 yards.
39,
oh,
almost 40.
Yeah. All
Another.
right, regroup here. Yeah, one of the Bombers thought he had him pushed out of bounds, and he's able to tiptoe the sideline and gain another 15. Play actions, rolling out.
Jansen has a man over the middle. Nice tackle there. Huge hit from Watson. Able to bring him down, and
phenomenal job to hand. The receiver is still down on the ground in obvious pain. It looks like his shoulder. He got rocked by Drew Watson, but holds on to the football.
Yeah, great job there. As we'll have a quick injury timeout. We'll try to get through a couple live reads here.
Oh, maybe it's not the shoulder because he's now laying on that side. Maybe it's a hip. Best not to speculate. Young man's obviously in pain.
Definitely in some pain. Helmet pops off. He's up and walking off the field. So quick delay in the action there, but once again, a huge run play to Brett Hilmus. So 2nd down and 4. That was Murphy, the slow player, to get up there, and he's been huge for Mater Dei all night, so hopefully he's able to return to this contest for them. Especially late in this one. That's a player you'd like to have.
Speed option, stretching it out. They're spilling, and they trip him up. Picks up about a yard. Or do they have it marked right at the original line of scrimmage?
That was App Logan there, able to trip up Hilmus in the backfield.
So now is it 3rd? Yeah, 3rd down and about 4. Trips to the near side. That's twins with a wing. Twins to the far side, so they're going empty. There will be motion. And it's to the quarterback.
To Murphy.
And he's going to walk into the end zone.
Gets a block downfield, slides towards the pylon. The Bombers fans want to hold their downfield. I don't think they're going to get it. And it will be a touchdown for Jansen. 21-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, they came with that jet motion, and there was a lot of adjusting, and it looked like the Bombers just overcorrected, and it created a massive hole to the backside boundary for the quarterback to run through and win that race. So his legs appear to be just fine. Wins that race to the pylon.
So looks like we'll have a timeout called here. Their first of the half. Again, just a nice point away from tying things up. And we are gearing up for an interesting finish here tonight. That touchdown comes with 7 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock. So Macomb will have just over half the quarter to work with to move the ball back downfield. And
that timeout makes me wonder if they want to take the lead right here.
That absolutely could be discussing that. We'll see what they elect to do coming out of this break. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. Palm Plus is proud to have served the Macomb and surrounding areas for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Palm Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repairs and are open 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. They are located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb. So it does appear that they are going to set up to go for two here, are the Mater Dei Knights.
Offense is back on the field. Reverse.
Double reverse football on the ground.
It doesn't mater. It's blown
it
down. They can't advance the ball.
Return that. But a huge stop there for the Bombers, absolutely. Mater Dei risking it, trying to take a lead here late, but the Macomb Bombers are going to be the ones in the lead, 21-20 after the failed two-point conversion. Again, 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Back here at Macomb High School on Macomb's homecoming night, Bombers with a 1-point lead after the failed two-point conversion. And got quite a few people in here listening to us and watching us here tonight. Make sure you get into that live chat. Love to chop it up with anybody who's on watching. Nice short squib kick up the middle. Macomb will come to pick this up. We'll just fall down on top of it. Nice job there. Will be fielded right around the 33-yard line. Call it. It's Kyler Norton in fielding that one for Macomb.
The other good part of that for Mater Dei is it takes almost no time off the clock.
About 2 seconds there.
Yeah. What do we got down here?
Those are from earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That was Brian Donovan. And on the chat. Everyone make like Brian. Get into that live chat.
Get into that live chat. Hopefully we got our same crew from last week. Old Ryan Clark and Timmy Dively, Brett McPherson, and Lisa Keeney, Carrick Leatherwood. Oh, big run for Drew Watson on the inside jet. Picks that up about 4 yards.
Heard Carter Murphy's their name there on the stop, so good to see him back into the game. He was that night that was shaken up on that final drive, or that last drive for them.
My old buddy Norm, Al Worley's out there listening, I know that.
Again, you're going to see a definite change of pace here on this drive. Come with the 1-point lead, trying to drain as much clock as they can. Holthouse downfield. Is there going to be a flag down here? Got tripped up, did the receiver. That was Watson.
That looked like that might have been, he might have been taking some acting classes. He knew that he was shielded off from the route, and so I think maybe he tried to buy one there, which, absolutely. I mean, if you know that you're shielded off and you're not going to be able to get to the football, then
why not?
Yeah, see what you can do. That does stop the clock. But again, you're too far away from end of game scenarios to really look into that. And, you know, right now you got to pick up 7 yards.
Again, 37 for Macomb. Got to keep this drive moving. Holthouse will look to pass once again.
Right at the sticks. Perfect.
Great play design there. Great call. Perfect pass. And that was Watson on the reception, I do believe.
Yep, takes a shot to the back.
And he got up slow a little bit earlier on.
Now, I say that you don't want to play the time game too much, but you also will be in no hurry to get up there and run the play at the line. You do want to see that right arm get moving.
6 minutes and 10 seconds now. Bombers is going to be a design run back for Hull House once again, and it's going to be another.
Leans forward, gets definitely 4, maybe almost 5. About 4.5, call it.
Another nice run there for Hull House. We got Blake Driscoll in the chat. Here we go, Bombers run the ball, eat the clock away. Been a great game to watch. Appreciate you watching us here, Blake.
That's Coach Driscoll.
Coach Driscoll.
Got to slap some respect on that.
One of our concurrent viewers. Seems like he's Mr. Coach Driscoll.
Quick game, quick game, quick game. Nope, he's pressed up on Drew. Look at that. They're bracketing Drew every time. Inside run, Drake May's got a little room out there. He's going to get a first down and more. And throw the face mat. Throw the flag. Nobody saw that. He was tackled by his face mask.
That's what it looked like. Definitely an awkward tackle. Let's see if I can catch on the replay here, actually.
Yeah. Hey, I am a Bomber fan. I'm a Bomber graduate. I bleed orange and black. So, and that's all the way across the field. But I'm telling you what I saw.
Either way, first down for Macomb.
Absolutely, and keeps the clock moving. Down under 5 minutes now.
Hull House on the keeper. And once again, you're going to see him fall forward. Another about 5-yard gain for Braden Hull House.
Man, I'm telling you, every one of his runs tonight, every yard he's gained has been a highly contested, hard-fought run. The young man has been putting in an absolute effort tonight. And again, I got to go back to it. The line is doing their job. It's a very formidable line that's across from them. Absolutely. And they are doing their job. They're holding that one extra second that we talked about, and they're giving opportunities. We are no longer seeing those big TFLs and 3-4 guys in the backfield. Comes a blitz, backside blitz. Perfect time for that stick route. Did he catch that? Did he bring it in? They got him on it. Yes.
Here's he did. That's McMillan there.
That's first down. Move him. Measure that.
Very close to the first down. I mean, it looked like he caught it right at the sticks.
Could be a Philly special coming up here.
Third down in centimeters, I would say.
You got 2 cracks at this. Yeah, you're going under center. That's what you're doing.
QB sneak will be good for the first down. Elementary at that point, Is that the right word?
Elementary.
Elementary. What did I say?
Elementer?
Something like that. We got one guy that can't do math and one guy that doesn't know words.
Words are hard.
They are.
First down. Wind it, wind it, wind it. There it goes. So we're going to be under 3 minutes here.
Bombers have taken about half the time off the clock. A little over half the time to this point on this drive. They've done a nice job moving the ball. Hull House makes a man miss in the backfield.
He's going to the end zone. Touchdown. This is now a 2-score football game. And I think, Johnny, that was the exact same scenario that we had earlier where that's designed to go up the middle. That is a high snap. He has to jump for it. He pulls it down. He's got a D-end crashing in his face. He evades that D-end, and there's nobody between him and that orange end zone right in front of him. Folks, the Bombers have just jumped out. Oh, I said 2-score game. It's not a 2-score game. The Bombers could go for 2 here, though, because you've already got it 27-20. You've already got your 7-point lead. 1 point just makes it so they'd have to go for 2 to tie you. They leave the offense on the field. If you pick up 2 now you've got the 2-score game with under 3 minutes to go. That's massive. This is a humongous 2-point attempt.
So the touchdown comes 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Again, all eyes on this 2-point conversion here for Macomb.
Now you've got inside leverage on Beal. Oh, they had the linebacker there, so look for a fade. Pops it out again. Now he flips it, and it's caught! Jack Beal! So that was, they fake Holthouse going up the middle, and he rolls out, and now he's got a decision. Can he get there with his feet? Jack Beal finds open grass in between the cornerback and the outside linebacker. Braden Holthouse tucks it in right to the numbers. Folks, we have a 2-score game with under 3 minutes to go on homecoming night. Let's go!
You and Blake Driscoll, or excuse me, Coach Driscoll, that is, on the same wavelength there. Driscoll putting in a let's go in the chat as well on that huge Bombers touchdown. And then the even bigger 2-point conversion, really. So now if you're modern day, you see how big that missed 2-point conversion was earlier on in the game.
Massive. Absolutely massive. I understand the decision, and we're talking about a different football game right now if they're able to make that, but the Bombers made the stop, and here we are. We now got a 2-score game with under 3 minutes to go. Now, you can't change anything. This isn't time to loosen up a little bit. You know what I mean? And Bomber coaches are very good football coaches. They know this. They know this. You stick with the girl that brought you to the dance. You keep your pressures up. Line keep playing great. Keep tying things up on the backside. We haven't got as much pressure on the quarterback as we did in the first half. I would love to see, a Hector Mamie or an Alex Brown get into that backfield and wreak a little havoc.
This will be number 4. This is Winkler on the carry. On the return once again, he's going to be dropped down right around the 33. So that's where Modern Day will take over to start this drive. Again, a 2-score football game. Got Todd Moon in the chat saying, love Coach Weston's enthusiasm.
That's my buddy. Todd Moon and I used to play tackle football just one-on-one out on the Logan School. I'm not making that up. One-on-one out on the Logan School playground when we were, 10, 11 years old. Alex Brown, he's chasing him down, stretching this out, and ends up making the tackle. Oh, we got a cramp down there, it looks like, right at the 30. That stops the clock.
Can't see the Bombers. I think that might be App Logan down there. Possibly. Trying to get him stretched out there on the far side. We'll thank some of our sponsors here during this quick intermission. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition. Mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. I think that's all. Big shout out to all the sponsors here on TSSR. Still working on the injured Bomber there.
You're right. That was Noah App Logan. I tell you what, you're now down to 2:35. We haven't run enough time off the clock, but you're at 2:35. We got to drag this out. Nothing big, no chunk plays, no dirty plays, no misdirections, so that we can finish this homecoming victory off and get ourselves up to Diggers College City Bowl.
Jansen.
That ball's up in the air. That could be
downfield.
That's intercepted by Nolan Hogue. We got the Hogue family right in front of us celebrating as Nolan Hogue comes up with the football, and we're going to be running out clock with Nolan Hogue with the interception.
huge play there by, as you may know, Nolan Hogue right there. Is that his second interception of the game? Did he have one in the first half? I think
No, that ended up being Lambert that had that interception.
Lambert there too. So 3 interceptions for the Bombers here tonight.
Right in front of us, we've got Mom, Dad, Grandpa, older brother that wrestled for us, the state qualifiers right down there in front. You're just going to put that ball in Braden Holdhouse's hands, let him hang on to it, and, ball security is huge here. Timeout's called by Breese. They've got 2. 1 now, looks like. Or was that did they have 3?
Nope, they'll have just 1 timeout left. They called one.
Oh, that's right. They called one on that extra point.
On the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
So again, if you're Macomb, obviously taking care of the football, don't want to cough it back up here. You're obviously in a great position. You're marching your way towards a victory.
So they're going to be able to stop the clock one more time. So you need another first down. Do you risk putting the ball in the air with your quick game? I think as long as it's your quick game. I don't think that you want to move downfield too much. Maybe your quick game. Otherwise, just run that football, hold on to it. Maybe just give it to Braden again. He's shown all night. I mean, he only gets 1 yard there, but again, he gets 1 yard. He's not tackled in the backfield. I mean, look at this. They've got 7 in the box. Well, they've got 8 in the box, 7 on the line of scrimmage. You might want to try and run this out, stretch this. Yes, get outside the tackles, make a move. Picks up 7. That next timeout comes at exactly 2 minutes. So they got 3rd and a long 2, short 3. And again, this is put the ball in your guys' hands. Give it to the senior quarterback, and he knows he's got to hang on to it. Those last couple of plays, they're not risking exchanges, which we've had a couple that have been problematic earlier tonight. He's just getting that ball in his hands and coming downhill. And on this last one, he doesn't go downhill. He gets off tackle. They had 8 guys along the line of scrimmage, and he gets to the edge and picks up about 7. Now you got 3rd and 3. Now they cannot stop the clock here.
Hard count
That
there.
is a first down with the patented Tanner Horrell freeze call.
Lauderdale has done such a good job all night.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes.
To say, such a good job all night, not falling for that hard count. But
Boy, one of the Bombers even thought that he had. Oh, wait, are they changing their mind?
football went forward, now it comes back.
Yeah, it's going against the Bombers. It looked like one of our guys jumped before they came across. And again, there is a good chance that there was no play called. There is a good chance that there was no play called. So now, do you run the ball just hoping to pick up 8 yards, or do you try and pick this first down up through the air? No, they're running the football. It's a 2-score game.
Whole house brings it to the near sideline.
Oh, he breaks one tackle. He still can't quite get there. Going to be about 2 yards short.
Get a first down here, virtually seals the game. If not, Whole house gain a 6 there. Puts him at unofficially 95 yards on the ground tonight. He's been huge, huge, huge for the Bombers.
Now, what they could do is go up to the line, show that they're going for it, try those hard counts, try and get them to jump off sides again, and if not, just call the timeout.
And that is exactly what they do. Great call there, Coach Weston.
So what you do there, because you're going to be able to stopping the clock there doesn't matter because it's 4th down. So now what you're going to do is you're going to punt. You've got 1:11. And what I would do, now they've put 2 guys back a lot, which negates this, but line up similar to what they did. Line up like you may be going for it, and then short rugby style kick. Try and get that end over end action. Does 2 things. Number 1, it's difficult to pick up. It tends to run forward, meaning towards the modern day end zone, and it takes more time off the clock. Or pick up the 1st down.
That looks like what Macomb's going to like to do. It'll be Holthouse. He's going to look to pass. He's got Watson downfield.
Oh, he's connected with it way downfield. That's a pickup of about 20 yards. 1st down, no timeouts. Ladies and gentlemen, it is victory formation for the Bombers. Clock is now under 1, 2 snaps away from a homecoming victory. And ladies and gentlemen, the Bombers of Macomb, number 13 in the latest poll in Class 4A, has taken down Breese Modern Day for the first time in program history.
Absolutely. What a big win here tonight for Macomb. I think there was a lot of questions coming into this game. Obviously, a lot of talks about strengths of schedule. Macomb 4-0, but who have they played? Breese Modern Day 2-2, but they play in a tough conference down there. But Macomb putting everything out there on the table tonight on homecoming night. And, man, what a turnaround from that first half. They found themselves down 14-0. Modern Day only.
And Modern Day driving.
Yes.
Modern Day driving. Macomb had not been able to really get anything going offensively, was not in a rhythm. They had the 1 first down, but it was 100% a one-sided affair. And then one spark lights an inferno.
And who was that with that spark?
I think that was Kylan McMillan.
Absolutely.
But then later on in the game, I mean, so many players that maybe we haven't said. I mean, obviously Braden Holdhouse, lot on his shoulders tonight. Kylan McMillan makes a bunch of plays. He may have had the most catches he's had yet. Drew Watson makes a bunch of plays. Jack Beal, I think, picked up both of the 2-point conversions. But, hey, there he is again. Mr. Lambert making that phenomenal interception towards the end of the first half. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mr. Nolan Hogue stepping up, hauling in that interception that pretty much ices the game.
And again, the fans, the student section will storm the field here on homecoming night. We got Dustin Martin in the chat saying great game, and then Coach Driscoll saying incredible game. Bombers are different this year, Tony.
Oh, they're built different. And I tell you what, I said it earlier, and I want to bring attention to it again because I was a little critical early on. I did not like the way that the one-on-ones were going on down low in the trenches with the big guys. And they were getting a lot of pressure on us. They were getting hats in the backfield. They were making big defensive plays that get us behind the chains. But as the game went on both sides of the ball, defensively, they're shutting down those inside running lanes, those chunk plays. Not chunk plays, but, 7, 8, 12-yard runs now becoming either behind the sticks or 2-yard runs, 1-yard runs, 4-yard runs, which really make it so you have to do what? We talked about earlier. We have to keep snapping the football over and over and over again. And that can, number one, it kills time off the clock, but number two, it can lead to bad things happening, such as interceptions that bring the ball 70 yards back for a touchdown, or a ball that floats in the air and Nolan Hogue is able to go and track it down and pick that off. So that linemen really deserve a shout out for really turning around taking some pride and winning those battles and giving the Bombers an opportunity to turn the football game around, one that looked like it was slipping away from us. And then all of a sudden the Bombers take control, come back in and get that victory.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, again, Modern Day led 14-0, just one touchdown after that as Macomb would run off 29 points. And again, as you mentioned, this game really just was won in the trenches for the most part. The Macomb offensive line and defensive line as well just did such an excellent job, especially in that second half, as you talked about, just getting into the backfield, making Jansen speed up back there, and as well as the offensive line, giving Holt House room to work with. And really there in the second half on those run plays as well, as you talked about earlier in the game, just reestablishing themselves down the field, able to turn what would be, a 1 or 2 yard run into 4 or 5. Was huge for Macomb all night. And how about Braden Holt House? What a game he had here tonight. Unofficially on my stat sheet, I have him for 98 yards through the air and 95 on the ground. So basically even split there for Mr. Holt House. And again, it seemed like when the Bombers needed something, needed to get the ball moving, they gave it to Holt House and they said, here, go make a play, and he did just that for them.
Yeah, and I tell you what, another sort of maybe overlooked aspect of this football game in particular, I think this was the best post-halftime performance I have ever seen from a Macomb football team. The communication between Coach Zerillo up in the booth and down to Coach Wilson and Coach Horrell was obviously phenomenal because those adjustments were massive. We saw it. We were able to see, hey, guess what? They're stacking the box. There's 7, there's 8 there. So what happens? The Bombers show middle, bounce off tackle. Show middle, bounce to the edge. Show middle, step back, pop pass tight end, pop pass out to a hitch. They're playing off those outside routes. Those choice routes started coming in. Phenomenal adjustments that really led to big results. And defensively, we saw some pre-snap line shifting that we hadn't seen earlier. We saw some adjustments to formations, adjustments to tendency. I think that is the best post-halftime performance I have ever seen from a Macomb football team.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll hope to get Coach Horrell up here for an interview. I saw him making his way up here just a minute ago. We'll take a quick break and hopefully be back with you for that. Again, it's a winner here on homecoming night, 29-20 in favor of the Bombers.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
I chose MDH. We moved here and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, as we got Coach Horrell joining us here in the booth. I will pass the headset off right after this and get some post-game thoughts here.
Coach Horrell, head coach of the Macomb 5-0 Bomber football team. Phenomenal night tonight. Really reminiscent of a game you and I had against Canton many years ago, where it really looked like, things were getting away from us a little bit. And then so many people stepping up tonight, so many different storylines to talk about. But, Coach, let me hear your thoughts first, post-game.
First half, things were bleak there for a while. They had stuffed us up offensively. I thought they got away with a little PI on Colin. I thought he was gone on that first series. And they scored twice. So we were backs against the wall. It was dead. Everything, silent in here. And then Colin gets that big pick and flips some momentum and gives us confidence. I think that gave us confidence that we knew we could stop their pass game. We have the guys to do it. And then we just built from there. And then offensively, they did a great job of taking away our run game. That was probably the best. It was definitely the best D-line we've seen so far. But when we have 11 back there, he can still make things happen. And we really relied on him. We don't want him to carry the ball as much as he did tonight. But when you get in a game like that, you got to go to your playmakers.
You got to do what you got to do to get that, bring home that win. That win that I believe is the first time that Macomb has ever beaten Breese Mater Dei. And I'll tell you what, we talked about it up here. Every single one of those 93, I believe, yards that Braden Holdhouse had on the ground were hard fought. Every single one of them. Now, that said, I don't want that to discredit, because we got on the line a little bit early. It seemed like that there was a little too many free passes coming into the backfield. And on the other side, it looked like we were getting moved out of our assignment. So it was opening up some running lanes. But about late in the second quarter for the rest of the game, that line played really well. And it was almost like that somebody, maybe it was Coach Ladd, goes over and tells them, hey, you don't have to get pancakes. You don't have to drive down the field. You have to get in front of your assignment.
Yeah, they were doing some things different than what we saw in film. They were opening up the inside, and we felt like we could run up there, and they were just there was a hole, and then it disappeared. And that's credit to their defensive line. And we knew that was the best defensive line we had faced so far. But our guys answered. He didn't have time those first 2 series, and they picked it up, and Braden had time to throw the ball. That second touchdown, we moved the ball, hit him with some screens, but we also threw the ball over the top a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought protection I thought protection got a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, and I mentioned to Johnny earlier that obviously I played football here. I've been watching Bomber football for, close to 50 years. And I think that is the best post-halftime coaching job that I've seen. The adjustments that I saw, it's obvious that there was communication coming from Coach Zerillo and the assistant coaches up here in the booth down to you and Coach Wilson. And
Coach Hendrickson.
Yeah, Coach Hendrickson. Sorry. And what we're seeing here is adjustments where all of a sudden, hey, we got that 7 up tight, maybe even walking that other linebacker in, giving you an 8 surface, and you're showing up the middle and bouncing outside, and just that little mind games that I saw were just wonderful. tell me about your halftime conversations and how that went.
Yeah, Coach Maxwell, after I talked, I walk in the office, and Coach Wilson and Coach Maxwell are talking what they're going to adjust. And I think we have a great staff, a lot of knowledge on the staff. And we're always trying to pick, and I mean, every football staff's trying to do that, but I felt like we did a great job of that tonight. And defense stepped up huge. You know, it was 14-0 in the first quarter, and we gave up one more score. So I thought the defense, I mean, we got to hang our head on defense. They've been outstanding this year.
Yeah, and, you know, we mentioned, obviously, that the spark of all of this starts with the playmaker, Kylan McMillan, getting an interception. But that's made possible by pressure in the backfield, getting a quarterback throwing higher arm angle that the ball sails. We had underneath protection, and then it sails up, and that goes right to him, and nobody's catching him. That's not happening. But later on, some other guys step up. We had Langdon Lambert with a phenomenal interception. That's going to be fun to watch on film. And then Nolan Hogue with the huge play here to basically almost put the game away. You had to make a pretty ballsy call there. Excuse me, sorry, listeners, but
it's 4th and 2. I mean, I'm not going to give my ideas away if anyone wants to watch it, but it's 4th and 2. I mean, we're either getting the first down or they're getting the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put the ball in my playmakers' hands and see what they can do. They were bringing tons of pressure. I actually covered it a lot better than I thought they would, honestly. But Braden made a throw, and Drew made a heck of a catch and put the game away.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Langdon and Nolan's picks, those two kids have two of the best hands on our team.
Yeah.
I mean, we have receivers that can catch the football, 6, 7 of them. But those two, I haven't made a catch on offense yet, but they made 2 huge ones on defense tonight.
Absolutely. No, let's be clear. I didn't say wrong call. I just said it was gutsy. I'm gonna go ahead and audible to gutsy. But you know what, Coach? I want you to go down. It's homecoming. You're 5-0. You're playoff eligible. Historic win tonight. Phenomenal effort by the guys. I want you to go down and celebrate with your guys. Get home to your family. Thanks for coming up here. Another great win, and let's move on to next week.
Absolutely. Let's go get another one. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So with that, once again, 29-20, the final score, and as Coach Weston pointed out, could be the first time in Bomber football history that they were able to take down the Breese Modern Day Knights, and what a way they did it here tonight. It was a game of up and downs, and again, Breese led early. Macomb rallied back. That huge play by Kylan McMillan, and is able to come away with a 2-score win. Another thing, that missed 2-point conversion by Breese Modern Day, I mean, that obviously played huge dividends down the stretch for the Bombers. Tony, is there anything else you want to say before we get things wrapped up here?
No, I think I don't know if I have enough voice to do that with, but just a phenomenal football game. You know, we've mentioned it many, many times, but it looked bleak, looked like it was slipping away. We weren't really doing anything on offense. They were moving the ball well on defense, and you know, one little spark flips the entire script, and like Coach Horrell said, gave them confidence and really showed what this team is capable of. You know, that's the question mark coming in is, can this football team play with better competition? And I think that, you know, you check that one off the list.
Yeah, absolutely. Macomb's got a definite tough stretch here coming up on their schedule. They will play Farmington next week, as Farmington is actually taking on Elmwood Brimfield here tonight. Both of those teams are undefeated coming into that contest 4-0. So we'll see who comes out of that one. The winner, someone of those got to go there. And then, of course, next week, as I just mentioned, they will play Farmington. Could be undefeated going into that game. The week after that is Elmwood Brimfield, and they also could be undefeated going into that game. Just a matter of how things swing out. So
one of those teams will be undefeated
absolutely
going into that game.
So it's definitely an uptick in the difficulty of the schedule for the Bombers, but they got through a tough test here tonight against Breese Modern Day. And I think that's how we will wrap things up. So for John Burton and Coach Weston in on the call for you, this has been TSSR Game Time Live's presentation of Honor Bros. Heenan Cooling's Bombers football. Bombers win it big here on homecoming. We hope to catch you next week for Farmington.
Yes, sir.